Hello and welcome to Enigmatic Rose Forest Crusader Kings 2 tutorial. We are here at the start area and we are ready to go. We have picked our starting date, we have picked our starting year, we have selected our character who we're down here in Britain, and we have decided not to use the ruler designer. So we come down here and we hit play, and oh my word, what is all this nonsense? Well, it's not really nonsense, but it's a way to personalize your game and make it go the way you would like and fit the rules you would like. So this, if you want, I can go through and give a description of all the different types of rules. You can also just go through and you can read them all and you can click over. One thing to know is if you do turn a rule over to one that has a red background, it will turn off achievements. And if you like getting Steam achievements, that's important to you. If you don't, you just want to have fun, then just, that's not something you have to worry about. Another thing that will disable Steam achievements is Iron Man mode. So up here, we can turn on and off Iron Man mode. Iron Man mode means that the game only has one save file and you are not able to save scum. You are forced to keep going. Once you make a decision, that's the way it is. If you have Iron Man off and you're playing a great character, strong man, and he's a great leader, everyone loves him, he's 20 years old, and he doesn't even have a child yet. The only person that's going to inherit is his idiot cousin who you really don't want to play with because he's terrible. And you're fighting in a battle, and your amazing 20-year-old gets hit over the head and then dies. Well, if you're playing on Iron Man mode, you are stuck playing that terrible, terrible cousin. If you are not on Iron Man mode, you have the option of save scumming and going back before that battle and trying it again with the random numbers. So that's pretty much what it does. Some people only play on Iron Man. Some people still play Iron Man style, but because of possible crashes or recordings or whatnot, then they do not play with Iron Man enabled. But you can do that. So if you turn on Iron Man mode, you see that it enables achievements. There's a list here of things that have to be met to have achievements enabled. You cannot have any game rules that turn off achievements. Like if I do that, it's disabled and it tells me why. No game rule must disable achievements. Vassal limit unlimited, and I just go and find vassal limit and I turn it back on. You can also see no user mods that change the game's checksum must be active. So some mods will allow achievements and some mods will not. It depends on the purpose of the mod. So that's something to keep an eye on when you are selecting mods for Crusader Kings 2. The save file must not have been changed. If you go in and you try and mess around with the save file, change some things, change some cultures, it's going to mess with the game and not allow you to play with achievements anymore on that save file. Steam must also be active. If you are not playing with Steam, then you cannot have Steam achievements. Simple as that. And you can also not use the ruler designer. So if we had chosen our own character up here with the ruler designer, then it would be disabling achievements. Alright, so that's achievements. And now let's look back at the rules for a second. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can come up here because this is a long list of rules and you can sort them. You can just look at diplomacy ones. These are the ones that have to deal with interacting with others. You can just look at the religious ones. You can also just sort them by their expansion pack. Here's the way of life ones. If you can tell that they're with an expansion pack because they have these blue lettering here, and that just lets you know what's going on there. And some of them have to do with just multiplayer. So you can go through and sort them this way and see exactly what you're trying to do, or you can just go through the entire long list, which can be a little daunting. Once you've selected the rules you like, you can come down here and save the rules to a specific slot. You have 4 slots. Let's say we're turning Jade Dragon off there, and we're just turning these to change them so you can see what it looks like. I click Save Rules to slot 0. I reset rules, and see we're back here. But if I go Load Rules slot 0, it goes back and remembers what I had selected. So again, you can save up to 4 different sets of rules and then you can load them all. So maybe you have one set you use with Iron Man, one set you use without Iron Man. You've got another set you use for multiplayer. You've got options. Once you have those selected, any rules you want to change, your Iron Man's on or off, then you click Start Game. Well, let's go back to regular one. You just click Start Game, and if you're playing Iron Man, it will confirm the save name file. It will be Iron Man and then whatever your family name is over here. Not family name, sorry, your country name. Why did I say family name? I'm not quite sure. But there we go. It will give you based on your family name. And then also when you go into the game, you see it will have this little fist, which is a little Iron Man symbol for Crusader Kings 2. It's also up here on the button. And that is about that. There's all sorts of ones here. But there we go. You can choose also if you want to save it on the cloud. And once you've selected, you click Start Iron Man and it goes. The same if you turn off Iron Man and you click Start Game, you do not get that option because you will have to actually manually save it once you open the game. It will only do the autosaves as you've selected in your options menu, which we will take a look at in a moment. If my game wants to load, there we go. Alright, so you've started a new game and you get this wonderful little pop-up. It tells you some of the details about Crusader Kings, which if you're a new player, you want to read this. It's talking about how much land you can hold, how many vassals you can have under you, what you want as a ruler because your family line matters. It talks about how the game is pausable, and it talks about it being a 3D map, how you can zoom in and out, which is pretty awesome. And that's always accessible. And then we also have the rules here, kind of. So these change on what your religion is, what your culture is, and what your government type is. And it basically just tells you what's special about you. If you're a Breton, you have no special features. It tells you what your feudal governments can and can't do. You can't grant kingdoms and empires to characters with a government from a different group. You can hold tribal holdings, you can build castles, and this is different depending on your government group. It also tells you what you can do with your religion because each religion is different. As you know, historically, no religion is quite the same. So this is always a good thing to read, especially if you're playing that group for the very first time. And then you hit close and you're in the game. The game does start at paused. You have been going for 0 years, but you can unpause it. Sorry, you unpause it here, or you can hit spacebar to unpause it. And it will start actually at speed 1, which is very, very slow. And you can speed up the game or you can slow it down. Playing at speed 5 all the time is a little dangerous. Most people, if you want to be comfortable and still go to normal speed, people will play at speed 3, but that is your choice, that is your decision. And one thing to remember if you are not playing on Iron Man mode is to come in here to main menu and you want to go to game options. Game, you want to pick how often your autosave is. You can do it yearly, 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, 50 years, 100 years, or never. And then after that you can do saves. I recommend doing a quick save first because it will create a new folder for just this family. And you do a quick save, it creates a folder for this family, and then after that you can go in. So if I click Save Game, you see there's folders here because I've done quick saves. Otherwise, I'd just be making a save down here in this, which was from one where I forgot to hit quick save. So I recommend always hitting quick save first. And there we go. And then we come back here, we go to Save Game, and look, there's a new folder. Oh, up here, sorry. There's a new folder with our quick save in it, which is, kind of awesome. And it lets you do what you want. And we can also come in here and click on there and then save again. And it saves it as a different format. So if we go back in, you can see the quick saves just have the year, while the regular saves have your name and the year. And and your name will change. Like we come here to my Enigmatic 2 save, and we go all the way down, and it starts as Dublin. And then we're Maid as we gained a duchy, and then if we can find one, there we go, we're Erie because we formed Ireland. And then we're Alba because we formed the empire, and then I changed the empire name to Britannia, and so we changed to Britannia. So it just all depends. And that's deals. Saving the game is important. One thing to know is if you're done and you want to leave and maybe start a new game, you have to click resign. That's what brings you back to the main menu. If you click quit, it will take you to desktop as the handy little tooltip says. You can also click save and quick, which creates a quick save and then quits the game. And that's your options for playing. Next time we will get into the UI because this looks very confusing to new players. What are all these little buttons up here? What is this? What is this little thing popping out of the side? What are all these? Like what is going on here? Well, tune in next time to find out. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and let me know. Y'all have a good day. Bye.